I can't believe it's just 1 week left until we finish high school, said Ariana. Right? I mean, time really flies so fast. It feels like it was just yesterday when we started high school, said Isaac. Yeah, I mean, you have plans for go to the college though, aren't you? Yeah, actually I am. I mean, aren't you? Pretty much. So, do you have any plans, after school? Not really. Why? Um, do you maybe want to go to the arcade with me after school? Sure. I mean, I haven't been there in a while, and we haven't even been able to do much lately either. So, yeah. So, I will see you about your car then. You get it. Ariana and Isaac were in the school library doing some schoolwork together. They actually been dating since the first year of high school, and as Ariana said, they've only 1 week left until they finished high school. It was actually it was actually Ariana who asked Isaac to be her boyfriend. He was really surprised, but he said yes. Ever since then, they had spent a lot of time together. Sometimes just helping with homeworks at the school library or even the public library or something like that, or just hang out at the park. After school was over, Ariana was standing by his car just waiting when she heard a voice. Hey, Ariana, you're waiting for your boyfriend by any chance? She turned around and saw it was Andrew. Andrew was actually Isaac's best friend. Oh, hey, Andrew. Yeah, I am actually. I saw him in the building. He might be out just in a moment though. So, where are you going? The arcade. Ah, bummer. I wish I could go. Why? You can't? No, I had some homework to do and some chores at home to take care of. And another thing, I'm broke. Well, that goes with what you spend the most of your money to buying new games all the time. Hey, what can you do? When you love games so much, you can't even resist. I mean, look at Isaac. He doesn't spend most of his money. At least he's smart enough that I am not even that smart. I'm more like dumb. Don't call yourself dumb. You just don't know better. Ah, that's one way to say they're not being dumb. Oh, hey, been waiting long? No. Oh, hey, Andrew. Oh, hey, are you heading home? Yeah. Shores? Yep, pretty much. Broke? Tell me about it. Unless you want to pay for my arcade. Hey, not this time. Okay, okay. Well, enjoy your date. I will see you guys tomorrow then. Sure does. Sure we do. Both Andrew walked home, and Ariana and Isaac drove to the mall where they went to the arcade. They played some games for a few hours since they were at their date. They haven't been able to do much on a date lately since a lot of studying, some other things have come between. And even after they played for about 3 hours, they went to the food court to get something to eat. And while there, they were just talking about their upcoming plans for the college. Both of them actually applied for the college in New York. So, did you get accepted into that college yet? Yes, I were actually, and I was surprised I wasn't sure if I would be, but I'm happy though. I mean, getting away from home for a while, ah, because of her. Yeah, I mean, Joanna is a very uh, well, she is a very I haven't seen it much, but she is a bit selfish and all that. Yeah, pretty much. I cannot envy you on that one. Envy? I mean, being only child, I had always wished for to have a sibling, but not much as much as you have. Yeah, true. Ariana has a sister named Joanna, who is only 1 year younger. Despite her being the baby sister of the family, she is a very selfish. Every time that Ariana got something, if it was clothes, toys, makeup, or anything, less than a shortly while after, her sister wanted it. Especially when Ariana was the only child, her parents loved her. But when Joanna was born, it all changed. They treated Ariana as almost like nothing. In fact, they spoiled Ariana's sister so much. She became so selfish. Every time when she got some new clothes, just shortly afterwards, she wanted them. If she had toys, same thing. Every time when it was some gift, it was either from her grandparents or something for a birthday or Christmas. She just wanted them for herself. And even when she told her mom about it, she is your youngest sister. You should give her to her. Or her dad, listen to your mother. She is your youngest sister. So, and after all, when you get tired of those things, she will know eventually have it. So why not give it to her right now? You will only get bored of it eventually. And that was not only things. When she got money from either her birthday or Christmas, or even when she did a few babysitting jobs from time to time when she was in the teenagers, that money would eventually vanish. At first, it was only a few dollars, and to suddenly to half, and at one point, even all of it. One time, she had saved up $150 so she can go buy some new clothes. But when that day came, they were all gone. She confronted her sister. She didn't even deny it, and when she told her mom had the audacity to say, the money should be shared with your sister. Even though she had her own allowance, she eventually had to hide some of the money in her room so that her sister couldn't find it. That made her sister angry and she complained to her parents, but Ariana either had two options, either just comply and give the money to her sister or pretend that she didn't even have it anymore. But eventually she had to go for the first option because she couldn't just go anywhere to buy new stuff like clothes, toys, without bringing much attention to her family. They wouldn't even start questioning her. How would she be able to pay that if she didn't have enough money? And their parents would have found out that she had been lying to them the whole time, and she would have been grounded. That's the reason why Ariana wanted to go way far away from her family home. Since their family was living in Oregon, in a big, decent city, she was really happy when she applied to the same college. And even though she was worried that she may not even have been accepted in, if she had been denied, her second option would have been a local community college. But she was happy she was accepted in. And then the day came when they both were finished off high school. They were so excited. Even when they were just talking at the among their friends, even when Ariana's parents and her younger sister was there, Ariana and Isaac pretended they were just friends in public, if her family was even near them. In fact, the only times that Isaac had been over to her family's home is when they were home alone. Because most of the time her younger sister was either out with some friends or doing something else. So then the day came when they had to leave for the New York college. On the plane, in fact, Ariana was like sitting next to him and like stretched her arms like, finally peace for a while. I didn't have to worry about her. I mean, I can go spend my money on the things I wanted, clothes and all that. Are you really wanting to spend all that in just clothes? No, I mean, I just said it as as a reference, to the fact that I never even able to do that much. Yeah, I can understand that. But you know, you had to go back home eventually during for the holiday breaks. I mean, you don't like you have any relatives in New York, right? Sadly, no. If I did, I probably would have been there, but eventually they would have tried to convince me to go back home to spend with my family. What about you? You don't have any family here? Let me see. Actually, I do. I actually have an older cousin who lives here. He's in his early 20s by now, or at least he is in college though, but you probably could spend at his place. Really? Yeah, I think at least. But, you know, I'm really too sure about it, but I can always ask him about it. Thanks. But what about your family? Wouldn't they, you know, be sad if you weren't coming home for Christmas? Yeah, they would, but I mean, if I told them that I want to spend some Christmas with you in New York and spend time with my cousin Gary, they would understand. Really? Yeah, great. When they arrived to college, they actually went to their separate dorms, and only about a week later, their college life started. There were a lot of exams, studying, and there was almost at first barely any time for them to even spend time. They were really exhausted. If there were any time they could be seeing each other, there was sometimes in the weekends. But sometimes they even had enough money to do any particular things to do. But Isaac made sure they could always do something. So it happened when they didn't have much money. He just prepared some sandwiches and even bought some drinks at the store, and he had a picnic. We didn't have to do any much expensive going out to eat dinner all the time or going to the movies all the time. They can always have a movie night at his place, he said, which I was happy. For once in her life, she was excited about having a good time. But as the time went on, the first Christmas holiday came. Unfortunately, Gary, Isaac's cousin, wasn't home that particular holiday, so they couldn't even spend there. So they flew home. But the same, only about a few days after they came home, Arianna was out in public with Isaac, just having a good time, and suddenly they ran into some people. It was actually her parents and Joanna. They were just out there for do some Christmas shopping, and to her bad luck, Ariana was holding hand with Isaac, and Joanna saw this, and at this point she was about 17. She had just turned 17 only about a few months earlier. So she walked up to her sister and said, "Oh hey Ariana, and who's this? Your boyfriend by any chance?" she said with a big smirk. Uh, um, uh, Joanna Ariana had no words to even express because she knew exactly what she was going to do. Since Isaac was her first boyfriend ever, and she had kept this a secret from her family the whole time. They weren't even aware of this. So, she knew that Joanna would try to steal her boyfriend from her. But then she said, "Well, um, yes, this is Isaac. He's my boyfriend." "Oh, how long you been dating then?" she said once again with a big smirk. Uh, for almost about a year now, said Isaac. "Oh, well, aren't you handsome? Hey, do you maybe want to leave my sister to be with me? I mean, I'm more beautiful than her." And her parents, especially her mom's like, she is very right though. Joanna is much more beautiful than Ariana. She is a bit younger, I mean, just 1 year younger than you, and she probably will be a lot more better choice for her than Ariana. Ariana felt shocked that her mom even agreed to that. She felt anger, like deep rage anger, but also sadness. but she knew exactly what Isaac wouldn't do. And Isaac like, wait, are you serious? Yeah, why not? I mean, I'm much more good looking than my older sister. I mean, she could probably find someone else who is in her class. Come on, why not just leave her and you and I can go on a date right now? Right? What do you think, Mom, Dad? Yeah, why not? I mean, he's a handsome young man, so and you're such beautiful. But then Isaac just said, with a frankly blind or blank sad tone, "Are you kidding me? Why would I go out with someone who is selfish?" And frankly, it's been saying, "You beautiful? Yeah, you may be beautiful, but Ariana is way more cuter than you. And frankly, I would never date you." What? Why not? First, I fell in love with Ariana's kindness, her beauty, but most of all, her kindness. She doesn't treat others like you do. You force her to give you things that when she's screwing up, and even stole her money because, as your parents said, sharing it with the family is important, despite it was money that she had earned or given. I can't stand that. What? What? You may be beautiful, but you have a very, very bad personality. Hey, how dare you? Dare I? Listen, how dare you to treat your older daughter as nothing? She was the first. You treated her the same thing before even her sister was even born. You treat her with such much care. But when her sister was born, it all changed. Think about it. Have you even thought of what she's doing? Had you even imagined how she felt over the years? He said almost angrily. But I cannot even imagine how she even tries to even be with you. Your family has always been heartless, cold, but she had acted of kindness, and that is what I would felt much in love with. So that is the reason I would never even want to date Joanna. And if anyone finds her a guy, if she finds a guy and he finds out what she has been doing, I say that it won't even last long. And her parents was stunned of her firmly words. But before they could even say anything, so yeah. And by the way, me and Ariana actually are engaged. So it's not even happening. And frankly, to be wanted to be saying again, there's no way I want to be with someone who is treating her older sister as this. Please don't try it again and hope you learn and get better in your life. Come, Ariana, we're leaving. Yeah, Ariana was really fond of her boyfriend, now actually fiance, and he wasn't lying because only a week earlier, before they actually went home for the holiday, he did propose to her, and she said yes. I can't believe you actually said that. I mean, just look at the faces. I never thought that they would even find out anyone even stood up for me like that. I mean, why wouldn't I? I mean, you're my fiance, my future wife. So why wouldn't I? And I will never tolerate anyone to treat you like that ever again. If you find out your sister been trying to do something like that again, please let me know. I will take care of it. She nods and gave him a big hug and kissed him. After the holiday, which they spent with his family the whole holiday, they went back to college, and the rest of the next few years that they were in college, they spent either Christmas with his cousin Gary or with his family. In fact, from that day on, they barely even heard anything from her family at all. Maybe a maybe a phone call now and then, but from a mutual friend from back home. Isaac heard that Joanna did in fact find a boyfriend only about sometimes after New Year's Eve, but he was right. That boyfriend left Joanna after just only a few months later, or at least like 2 months later. He couldn't stand at her selfish behavior, treating her like spending most of his earnings from his part-time job as to buy new clothes, makeup, all that. He couldn't stand it anymore. So that made her really upset. But from what he later learned from the same mutual friend, that Joanna started to actually changed. Even though at first it was gradually, but eventually she did change her behavior and started being more kind and started to change her personality. Her parents actually started to realize what they did towards Arianna was the wrong way. They apologized to her. Even at first, Arianna did want to have nothing to do with her family ever again. But thanks to Isaac's persistent convincing, she eventually agreed it and was actually happy to be with her family again. They treated her more kindly and more afterwards. Even though it took some time, but she was happy. And eventually, both Arianna and Isaac finished college and moved back home, and they even had a small wedding with their families and a few friends. Even though they were just happy. And just about 2 years after they got married, they expecting their first child. And they had a son, which they named John. None of them was even happier than both of them. And then, about 2 years later, they had a daughter, which they named Jennifer. They were just happy to be able to finally settle down and be happy. Ariana was really happy to have seen her family, especially her youngest sister, to have changed to a much better way. Because she was close to have cut ties with them. At first, she didn't even have nothing to do with them after she finished college. But she was happy that her family came to realize what they were doing to her, and after especially all these years, was the wrong way. And she was just happy that she was able to build a new relationship with her youngest sister too much better. Even Isaac was happy to see that his wife was having a good relations with her family once again. And this is how Isaac and Ariana found a true love, got a big family together. The end.